All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Black Desert Global Lab patch notes readings for May 22nd. So, I heard this week was the last set of balance changes for PvP, then they're going to work on PvE a little bit more, and there's more stuff to come. So, with that said, all these notes are translated from Korean to English. If you want to read it yourself, I'll leave a link in the description, so I'll try to make it make sense. But with that said, let's get started. Okay, so the weekly PvP balance adjustments we've been conducting recently are scheduled to conclude with this Black Desert Global Lab update. Okay, let's see. Kuno. Last week they did Kuno as well. They wanted to nerf it, but nothing really changed. So let's see. Skill had very fast combo speed and has been modified to allow opponents to react better by moving its CC effect. Okay, let's see. Super armor to forward guard. That's definitely a downgrade, but is it that bad? Stamina is not recovered during skill actions. That's a pretty big hit, actually. Anything that has to do with stamina or cooldown timing, always a huge change for basically every class. Defense judgment has been changed so that it disappears immediately after an attack. Does that mean like the extra protection or like a DP buff or something? Yeah, probably. Stun to PvE only. Movement finished. Okay. Stun on successful hit. Down smash removed. That's pretty huge, actually. Down smash is one of the strongest CCs in the game. Super armor to super... Wait, hold on. Let me read this again. The effect of defense judgment has been changed from super armor to super armor when using skills. So full protected to only when you're using it. That's pretty big. Lahn Awakening has been demonstrating high performance. Yeah, the number one on NA, Arena of Solare, is, I think Lahn, or at least top 3 anyway. So let's see. Damage, nerfed a little bit for a few skills. From willpower to endurance. I believe that is like their, what is it? They're like mana, or the yellow equivalent to stamina. And cooldown from 6 to 8 seconds. That's a huge change that Lahn just straight nerfed. Striker. Okay, Striker, very strong. Let's see what they do to it. While absorbing enemy damage, the class was previously able to sustain survivability with high damage output. Yeah, so basically Striker's very tanky, high damage output. And then they have this one healing ability where it's like, what, it's 600 per 6 seconds, so it's like 100 HP per second. Yeah, like survivability and high damage output is insane. HP recovery effect per hit has been changed from 98 to 200. As long as they're changing some other ones, that's probably fine. Removed health recovery. HP recovery on hit 180 to 224. So 2 of them got buffed, and then 2 of them just got straight removed. Health recovery removed, and all evasion has been changed from 36 to 24. Ooh. So the damage is still pretty good. The recovery is toned down a little bit, which I think is completely fair. Like, actually deserved if you've ever fought a Striker in PvP, especially an Awakening Striker. Well deserved, even if that feels bad. Awakening Mystic has been undergoing changes. Dude, this is like the 3rd Mystic change I've seen, like, back to back. Has been changed to forward guard. Interesting. Okay, so super armor to forward guard. Deserved. Improvements have been made for Flash Step into Shadowless Step. First strike when using step. Okay. Probably a good change. Like more mobile for the trade-off of super armor to forward guard. Succession, Drakania. Previously increased healing amount, so they're, I assume, reducing stam or health recovery. Ion recovery, you know, from switching forms to red to blue, essentially. 6 to 9, 3 to doubling it, so it takes a little bit, like twice as long for certain abilities. And only on hit, cooldown from 10 to 12. I think that's probably fair. That it could have been worse. Like, nerfed, yes. Is it a drastic change? A little bit, but not the worst. Woosa. Woosa's movement has been functioned differently based on direction. Dude, I've been fighting some Woosas lately just to practice against them in like battle arena and everything. Woosas are like 100% protected. They're like straight up, and they have an awakening like 100 to 0 bomb burst. That does so much damage. It's actually kind of fun to try though, not gonna lie. But let's see. Stamina is not recovered until the animation ends. Okay, so yeah, I think that's a fair trade-off if you're not going to remove any protections. So just mobility changes, and then stamina. Yeah, is this a big change? It doesn't really seem like it, to be honest. Like, you just have to be more careful on where you move and how many times you move, and then that's about it. There's no damage nerfs. I think Woosa got, like, least touched of anything. Just be smarter about what you do. Altar of Blood, the second vision. So if you do 21, there's, like, Abyss 1 and Abyss 2. I think that's what it's called. Basically, for the geared people who can do the ones above it, you have something else to do. 395 AP, recommended final attack 1895. I think generally if you're 395, you're well above this one. Matching minimum defense at 450. Most people are over that. That's what, like, Tri or Hex Adania armors, and then 760. Yeah. A 100 stack. These rewards, like, they're not bad. It's just these don't sell. Like, the main attraction of doing Altar of Blood weekly is the, like, what is it? Origin to make it 350 stack. They will sell in a couple of months, but it's like you're doing it weekly just to have it sit on the market. You do get a couple bill just from gold boxes and cappers and everything. That's good and all. I mean, Altar of Blood, once you can do it, it's like, what, a 5-10 minute activity for a couple billion. It's good, but it's not really fun in a way. You're not doing it for the fun, you're doing it for the silver. Okay, item stacking. Various boxes, great. More inventory space for people. Central market, they're raising the price of various life skill materials, so like energy recovery, those potions. This is definitely long deserved. It should have been changed like 7 years ago or something. Saps, yeah, you know, like saps are going up. The one that I've noticed that are the most in demand, Ash sap, always sold out. Cedar sap, I've seen it sit on the market, but like it's less sold out than Ash. The rest of these saps, they are not hard to get even at minimum, so I don't think these are going to max 50k. A lot of these saps, it sounds good that the max changes 50k, but most of them aren't going to 50k. The ones I think will go up to like maybe 30 to 40-ish K, probably Ash. Like, it'll max out on the first few weeks, and then it'll slowly go down. Cedar, Ash and Cedar. Thuja is probably a good one. Yeah, so probably these three are going to max out. The other ones, not so much. Meats. Rock elephant meat's going up for sure. Anything that is not in Balanos is probably going to go up. So bear meat going up, and these three definitely going up. I think the rest of these are, you can find them in like Balanos, and they're really easy to get, so it'll go up, but I don't think it'll max. Everything dried fish going up. Here, let me show you something in game real quick. All right. So this is one thing I've actually been investing into, like a lot of nodes in Port Euphoria, because these give to dried fish. I've kind of had these running for years, but you see how all of these are just various dried fish and, you know, more stuff that I've been fishing and turning it into foods and everything. If they're going to go up, you might want to start investing into various nodes. These are all one, but they take a long time. I've personally just been using it to make pet food like over time. So yeah, that's about it. So anyway, price of all of these going up. A lot of these are very situational. Like, if you know what you're doing with it, then it's important. If you don't know what you're doing with it, I would just recommend not buying it at all, just because you are buying it to self-cook various things, and that's in particular. Basically, every dried fish is going up in price. Will all of them max out? Probably not. I think a few will, but not all of them. Other items. The Millennial Wild Ginseng from 6 to 10 billion. Do I think this is going to solve anything? No, I still think 10 bill is very low for a 90-day buff. And yeah, this should be like 15 to 20 for a 3-month buff. Cooking utensils. I don't even think the cooking and alchemy utensils really even matter. These are the morning light ones in particular. Simply because with all the buffs these days, you can get to 1 second cooking regardless of the tool very easily. Minus the one that's the slow cook one that has like a super high durability. But either way, it's so easy to get 1 second cooldown these days. I'm not really sure. It'll probably go max for a while, but I'm really not sure how long though. I think this is the triple float rod. Millennial Ginseng. Rar's Heart, which is the one for your matchlock. I thought that said Labubu for a second. I was like, wait, what a second. 2 heart. Yeah. 10 bill is actually very fair price. I think it could go like 15 to 20, match like a Vel and Garmoth. But, I mean, 10 bill is a lot. Delosha powder. I actually hated gathering this one so much. I'm glad it's going up in price. Maybe people will sell them now. They're making it easier to remove the heart from the sniper rifles. Cool. World boss. World boss changes. Cool. You can now exchange energy for energy potions through Dalasan in every town. Actually a good change. The only place you would be able to do this currently is the Alistan in Velia. So I think this is a very good change. Good for everyone. Improvement of overloading conditions for large vessels. Example, when loading 30,000 weight with a maximum of 30,000, previously becomes overloaded, making the ship skills unusable. Does not become overloaded, and ships can still be used. What? So basically, weight limit is a suggestion now, is what I'm hearing. I see. It might still be slower, but you can still use the skills. So, I mean, if you're just bartering, you probably aren't using the skills. That's a good change, actually. It's... I mean... I don't know, like... It doesn't change anything. If you're bartering, you're not using your skills, but like the boat skills. Boat's still slow, but it's just a suggestion. Well, I mean, this is a good change, but does it change anything? No. Remove the cheering item animation upon acquiring an item. Yeah, you ever cheer for a demo belt in the middle of a high-end grind and you almost die? I think that's what they're trying to fix. Very good. Arena of Solare penalty system for basically decaying. If you've ever played any other MOBA or any game, you have to consistently play to keep your rank. If you don't, then you lose points. This is not new. Introduce a new system to AOS. AFKers, 30-day matchmaking restriction. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the most fair thing they can do. 30-day restriction from queuing if you AFK. I think, let's see, is there... Recently, we've confirmed many reports. So how are they going to track this? You know what they could do? The best thing for AOS, the biggest change, is changing their MMR ELO system. Because, you know, like the people who are high ranked, I get it when your season resets, everyone's on the same playing field. But the way it, like, I think it works differently. Like, you're still matching against the high tier players at a lower rank, even like 1 month into this. So I don't know. I feel like their whole MMR system needs to be reworked. And then at the end of the season, I'm not sure how it works now, but it should just be like, here, you placed tier this last season, you only drop like 1 rank, and then so all the high ranks still face each other going forward in the same season. Or the next season going forward. The low ranks, you know, if you're under X amount, you get reset. If you are like high rank, you only drop down 1 rank and you have to climb to Incarnate again or something. All right, let's see the penalties. So you get 9 strikes. Like, you have to grief your team 9 times to get a 30-day. Brother, what? Like, do this in League of Legends, you get the slammed 30 days in like your first or second attempt. I think a warning, great. Second time, started at 3 days. Third time, hit him with the 30. That's how I would do it, but maybe that's just a hot take. But I would do warning, 3, and 30. Like, how many warnings do you get? 1 day is a slap on the wrist, all the way up until 14. Yeah, it really should just be warning 3 or warning 7 and 30. Maybe that's just me. No one likes having AFKers on their team. There's a lot I could say about the whole AOS system. For example, like if you disconnect and you rejoin, you should not just automatically lose the match and lose your points. MMR system needs to be reworked entirely. Stupid warning system. Why do you get nine chances to get a 30-day? Like, what in the world? And then revisions and changes. what is important that every class will have? Nothing super important. Anyway, that has been today's patch notes reading. No cheer on various things, a good thing. A new penalty system for AOS. I think it's good. It should be a little bit more strict, and I think most people who are, competitive would agree with me. Energy potions in all town, great. Price increase for various life skill stuff, great. New endgame content and PvP nerfs. Overall, interesting change. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. And that's it. So if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Would love to see you guys come back. Thanks so much for watching. We got a bunch of stuff coming out next week. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.